Thank you for the talk. On my end, I would like you to compare kind of Boussoufism and the intelligence agency that he created fundamentally with more kind of Morocco's DGSN, Direction Générale de la Sûreté Nationale, that was on the surface of it also created by revolutionaries, but at the same time it's fundamentally controlled and basically a copycat of the French Secret Service. So as Boussouf created his, intelligence empire in Algeria, I'm kind of wondering the ramifications and the external influences and whether it kept itself kind of isolated from all these influences that fundamentally control the source of true political power, in this case, information being the source of power. Thank you.
Okay, let me try to answer those two to begin with. Okay, the gentleman at the back. I haven't seriously investigated the Moroccan intelligence services. I'm afraid the Algerian one is a full-time job, but I've only done a part-time job on the Algerian one. But you talked of the DGSN. That sounds to me as if it stands for Direction Générale de la Sûreté Nationale, which is the police. It's not the Mukhabarat.
But it's in Morocco, it refers to also the Secret Service.
Is that right? Now that's very interesting. Okay, it sounds as if it is performing a kind of umbrella function that it chapeaute tous les services outside the army. Does it come under the Ministry of the Interior?
No.
So which ministry does it come under?
The Ministry of the Interior, but do we have the Ministry of Defense?
I know you have the Ministry of Defense. That doesn't surprise me. But which ministry controls the DGSN?
Ministry of Interior.
That's what I just suggested.
I did not get the question.
Well, my point is that it's different from, the main intelligence services in Algeria come under the Ministry of Defense, not the Interior. Okay? Now, you asked a very important question, which I didn't begin to answer in my presentation. What are the models for the Algerian services? Because it's not the French. The French could be the models for the Moroccan, because there's substantial continuity between the protectorate and independent Morocco. Where, after all, the French, when they realize, bon, d'accord, on sort, on part. But they with the arrière-pensée, we're going to stay. But we're going to stay as being helpful to the independent Moroccan king, the monarchy, and the elite around the monarchy. So they're part of the solution for Morocco. At least that's the strategy. Not in Algeria. The Algerians had to create their own institutions against the French in the white heat of a terrible war. And so they don't look to the French services as models. They may subsequently say, well, let's, we keep an eye on them and we may learn the odd trick from them. But the sources of models for the Algerians was the Soviet Union, the communist world, the KGB. There was stage, that's to say, groups of trainee cadet officers of the Algerian service who would be sent for 3 or 4 months or however long it was to the Soviet Union to learn aspects of tradecraft, as John le Carré calls it. I don't know if you know of John le Carré, but anyway, he wrote novels about the British intelligence services. Some would go to East Germany. So I see that connection as more important to the Algerians and as non-existent to the Moroccans. Okay, so there is a difference. Will that do for the moment?
Thank you very much.
فوالا حبسه عن حده. بون هوتي الجزائر جهاز المخابرات تاعها ولد من قلب حرب التحرير ضد فرنسا، بمعنى أنه لم يكن هناك لا مؤسسات ولا والو. ما ورثناش احنا هذا الجهاز، بل كان لابد من الثوار أو المجاهدين أن يخلقوا جهاز جديد بالكامل من أجل مواجهة العدو الاستعماري. وفي المقابل مليح الماروك شكل الجهاز الأمني تاعه مباشرة بعد يعني اتفاقية تاع الحماية وكذا منا وكذا منيح، وحافظ على البنية التي تركها له الفرنسي، بل استمر التعاون مع باريس. والجزائر لم تكن فرنسا نموذج يحتذى به، بل بالعكس اعتمدت النخبة الجزائرية على المعسكر تاع الكاجي بي اللي هاكو عارفينه، ويعتبر أكبر جهاز أو أكبر جهاز استخباراتي، ويعتبر من أخطر الأجهزة الأمنية في العالم. وفي المقابل ملهيه الماروك استلهم النموذج تاع فرنسا بشكل مباشر، فكان يعني الدي جي اس ان نسخة محلية تقريبا من الأجهزة الفرنسية. والجزائر الجهاز تاعها ارتبط بوزارة الدفاع، ما جعله جزء من الجيش ومن ركائز الدولة الجزائرية. وفي العكس في الماروك هذا الجهاز تاع المخابرات خاضع ولا تابع لوزارة الداخلية، ما يجعله أداة لحماية الأمن الداخلي والنظام الملكي، سيتغدير جهاز اندار خصيصا باش يحمي الملكية. وفي الجزائر الاستخبارات كانت قلب السلطة الفعلية، مسنودة بخطاب ثوري استقلالي يرفض أي نفوذ أجنبي مباشر. المعلومات كانت مصدر قوة الحكم. وفي الماروك الاستخبارات وظفت لحماية الملكية واستمرارية المخزن، وظلت متأثرة بالمدرسة الأوروبية خصوصا الفرنسية. وفي الأخير وليس أخيرا الجزائر لديها جهاز ثوري سيادي جزء من الجيش، وعقيدته أمنية عسكرية بطبع استقلالي. في الماروك جهاز موروث من الاستعمار يعني أو من الحماية، أقرب إلى الشرطة كما قال هذاك السيد اللي سمعنا في الفيديو، الشرطة السياسية أو البوليس السياسي تحت وصاية وزارة الداخلية، يخدم استمرارية الملكية وفقط. كان هذا هو الفيديو، تحياتي لكم والسلام عليكم.